Alright guys, so today we will be conducting a fire pump weekly exercise. First things first, we call the monitoring center and place our system on supervisory hold for 1 hour. We don't need to bypass anything just because once we do run the fire pump, all it will trigger is a supervisory. And so as you can see, our system's normal. We're not impairing the entire building. We just have it on supervisory hold because that's all the fire pump will trigger once we exercise it and turn it on. Over here, as you can see, we filled our log sheet just so we can have for reference. And our system is normal, and we will be heading down to the fire pump room next. All right, this is our fire pump room here. We just came down. Our system is in test, or supervisory hold, I should say. It's on supervisory hold. We've notified our security team, let them know that we'll be exercising the fire pump. So this right here is our jockey pump controller. And as you can see, it's reading 274 PSI. So that's normal. We check on this every day, so that's a normal range we usually see it at. Right here we have our fire pump controller. And as you can see, it's powered on. That's our indicator right there. It's a little controller panel display. You got normal power, alternate power, which is emergency power. This is our system. This right here is the fire pump. We have a vertical fire pump along with our jockey pump. And this right here is a relief valve. So you always want to make sure that this right here is opening. Whenever the fire pump is running, you want to make sure it's open and it's not stuck closed. And so usually you can put your hand on it, you can feel it, and then you can also look in here inside this little slot. You put your flashlight just to make sure that it's actually relieving the water pressure. And then this is dry system number 1, dry system number 2, number 3, and number 4. And so before you run it, you always want to make sure you inspect it before you run it. So that's reading like about 41 PSI, which is normal. This is the water side, which is reading like about 165, which is normal. So again, the top side, that's your air pressure. Down here, you have your water pressure. In here, you have your flap, right? So up here on this side, you got air. On this bottom side, you got water. And so this air pressure is keeping that flapper down. So right here, normal. Same with this one. You just want to always inspect before you run, so you can at least see if the system's normal before you exercise it. And this right here is our dry system compressor. So as you can tell right there, it's reading like about 50 PSI, which is about normal. It's in the normal range. And right down here, you have your condensate drain. And so we usually drain about once a week. Whenever we exercise the fire pump. We just go ahead and open it and drain any condensate. So this right here is our checklist. We'll be filling out. So just making sure, you know, that the room temperature is not below than 40 degrees. Making sure that, you know, our pump suction, discharge, and bypass are fully open. Pipes are, you know, free of any leaks. Suction line pressure, gauge reading within range, and so on and so forth. And so we've done already some preliminary checks. So we'll be able to check off some boxes. And then once we start exercising it and running it, we'll be able to check off the rest. So this right here is our main drain. So the way we're gonna test our fire pump is by simulating a water pressure drop. So once we're gonna open up this main drain, we're reading about 290 right there on our gauge. So we're gonna be simulating a pressure drop. So once our cut-in time reaches 220 psi, it will trigger the. All right, guys, here it goes. Pressure, and now over here it triggered a supervisory act floor 3 fire pump run. So all we're going to do is panel silence. We're going to silence the panel. We'll come over here. Our in and out pressure, let's go at 290. That slightly went up, 170. That's still holding. That's still holding. System looks normal right now. We're exercising. Obviously, we did get a supervisory, but that's normal. That's expected. Now, our fire pump is running. One thing that I forgot to mention: always check that the oil level is at its high. Thing to look for is in here. You always want to see water. As you can tell, water. You always want that shaft to be lubricated with water when it's running. You never want it to run dry because it will burn up the motor. So as you can see, we got water in there in that shaft. Water. I can put my hand on this. I can feel that there's water running through it. And if I check in here, I can see that there's water dispensing. So that there's water dispensing. So that tells me that this is working the way it's supposed to. Okay? And I can also feel it. here. Normal. So this right here is our reservoir tank. And as you can tell, it's full. There's water going back in there. And you can tell that because the water is moving. And usually when there's no water going into it, it's just still, right? But that looks about normal. Alright guys, so we're going to be draining since we're running the fire pump, we're going to be draining the condensate from our air compressor. So what you do is you come down here, this guy right here, you open it, and as you can tell, we're not really getting any water, which is a good sign. You always want to make sure that you don't have water. Close it. Use that channel lock. And just tighten it just a tab. And that's it. Alright guys, so it's been 10 minutes and we're at the halfway point. And so again, we're just going to be checking. We're going to be rechecking pressure, making sure that everything is reading normal. 290, 70, 70. That's good, that's what we want to see. Good. Water. So we want to get our last reading, which is this guy right here. Record system pressure gauge reading. Discharge pressure gauge reading, right? So as you can see, it's blank right there. So you can tell right there that our pressure is 90. Come over here. That's our fire pump, vertical fire pump, and we're going to get that reading right there. This is at about 280. So we will be putting 280, and there we go. We recorded our system discharge pressure reading. Alright guys, so it's been 20 minutes already. So the system's looking normal. Everything's working as the way it's supposed to. And so we're just gonna go here. So that is our fire pump run. Everything ran the way it was supposed to. Our pressure's still 290. Our main drain is closed. Our inlet's about 290. Goes through the reducer. And our pressure's sitting about 170, which is normal. Just got done running, so I was trying to push water. Air pressure is about 41 psi, which is normal. and our water pressure is about 170, which again, it matches that reading right there, which is normal. We just go through each dry system, make sure it looks normal, 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 and normal. Fire pump is off. It's no longer running. Feels normal. Doesn't feel excessively warm or hot, which is good. And we go over here. And our panel is normal. Back to normal. Our supervisory cleared. And that was our fire pump. So now we're gonna go back up to the FCC, make sure that our panel is clear up there. All right, so we just got done running our fire pump. Our system is normal. And we have called the monitoring center to place it back online. And yeah, that's it. We're all done and wrapped up.